Hey there, my name is Tim Stoddard, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I made an additional 75,000 bucks over the course of the last 100 days. Please use these lessons and apply them to your own business so that you can make some extra money and get some cash in your bank account. All right, let's dive in. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm showing you my Stripe account, and you can see that I have actually generated $75,000, $74,516.22 to be precise. I sold my first product on March 26th, and I have here March 20th till today. So that's almost exactly 100 days, probably like 102, something like that. Okay, so what am I selling? Well, I have two products. And also, let me make an announcement here that this is all done through my Substack account. When I decided I wanted to launch this product and this new project, this additional revenue stream, one of the conditions was that it had to be very, very simple. I have a thriving business with my agency and my lead generation side, and I just didn't want to take up too much time. I didn't want to have a whole bunch of extra things that I needed to think about and manage. So the deal that I made was I'm doing all of this through my Substack account. And so there's two products that I sell through my newsletter. One is called the Launchpad, and when you buy the Launchpad, this is the back end of the actual product that people buy, right? So when you buy the Launchpad, you get access to these three courses: seven-figure agencies, seven-figure directories, and seven-figure newsletters. And then, of course, you get access to all the community aspects, right? So this is where I post the new content and make announcements. This is where people introduce themselves when they just start up. AMA, so when you sign up, you can ask me any kind of question that you want. And then there's a weekly accountability group, which Emma runs. And so these spaces, my product is inside a platform called Circle, and these spaces right here make up the Launchpad. And so my sales page is on my Substack account, right? You can see timstotts.com/launchpad. And I mean, it's a pretty simple landing page. It's not very sophisticated. I have this VSL right here, but it's been going great. And here is my high ticket product. This is my sales training product. This is much more in depth. It's a weekly coaching session with me directly, and we go over my students' own sales. In addition, you get access to this course. So you get access to this actual really high intense, high level sales course, a very high intensity, high level sales course, I should say. You get access to the weekly coaching sessions with me directly. So this is me and all the students. And then there's an all chat lounge, and then there's master classes with guests that come in here as well. But the reason I'm showing you that is just to show you that these are the two products that I'm selling, right? My Launchpad and my sales training. And so how's it working? Well, on here on June 30th, I made my last post that says I was taking a break. I did like a really, really hard fitness and work challenge in July. And so I took a 7-day break, and today I'm getting back into it. But basically, my strategy was very simple. I'm going to write one newsletter every day. And in that newsletter, I'm going to post my CTA, and this CTA sells the Launchpad. So this is the first thing that you need to know. The first strategy was that almost all of my sales came from the Launchpad. Well, not all of my revenue, but all of my direct sales came from the Launchpad, and almost all of those sales came from people reading my newsletter. So this is important, and this is really interesting. I'm trying to figure out where my subscribers were coming from, right? And there's 3 or 4 main channels. This is direct. And so what does direct mean? Well, my assumption here is that people are seeing me on YouTube or seeing me on social media, and they're just going to Google and they're typing in Tim Stoddard. And obviously my Substack is going to show up number 1 for when people type in Tim Stoddard, and then they sign up for the Substack, and then they get pitched indirectly through the CTAs that go at the end of every issue. Also, the Substack app, I was really surprised to see that there's only 8 subscribers here, because I post on Substack every day and I'm getting like a lot of followers on Substack, but not a lot of those people are actually signing up for the newsletter. Google.com, I thought this was cool. So one of the reasons that I was nervous to go on Substack was simply because I didn't know how well the traffic was going to generate inbound search through SEO. And, you know, I have a lot of content on here, so I'm not actively trying to SEO the website, but you know, I'm ranking for like some pretty decent keywords, and I think I'm actually generating a pretty good amount of search, right? So 80/20 rule, multiple streams of income, right online, there's my name, you know, Tim Stoddart. So there's some decent search queries here. I'm not putting a whole lot of emphasis into the SEO because I'm just writing my newsletter as I see fit, but you know, I was surprised to see 22 subscribers over the last month coming from Google. But here's the ones where I'm really going to focus on, right? YouTube and LinkedIn. Because once I start, well, and even Instagram a little bit, which surprised me because I'm having such a hard time growing my Instagram. But the point is, anything below here is basically trash, a waste of time. Facebook, Twitter, right? Not worth really putting a whole lot of emphasis on this. And so to me, if I'm doing the power law and I'm looking at the most valuable place to spend my time, I'm seeing YouTube and I'm seeing LinkedIn. And so this really tells me to double down on those two platforms. So if I look here at my YouTube analytics, you know, the truth is I've been kind of slacking on YouTube over the last month. I only got 129 subscribers over the last 30 days. And I know 2 months ago, this was a lot closer to 300. And so YouTube is such a big platform for me. And so this is telling me that I need to double down on YouTube. I'm going to keep doing better on YouTube. And then when I look at my LinkedIn, this checks out because I do get a lot of traction on LinkedIn, and I do have like a relatively good following. But even still, like at one point I was at 2 million post impressions and now I'm at 90,000. So I've really taken my foot off the gas when it comes to my social media and like promoting myself online, but I'm going to get back into it. So to wrap this up, YouTube and LinkedIn, I think these are the two platforms that I need to focus on the most. So then let's look at the sales. Well, like I told you, every time I would send out a newsletter, I would put this call to action here at the end of the issue. And this is where I think the majority of the magic happens for me. I think this is really cool because when people create newsletters or they want to create media companies, a lot of times they think that they need to try to advertise by selling ad space. And I mean, I only have 15,000 subscribers here, right? And 15,685. And so if I take that and I compare that to $75,000 is so much more money than I would have made if I was trying to generate revenue through ads on my newsletter. So this is just like a really important lesson for anybody that wants to try to monetize a newsletter or monetize their following. You need to have a product, you need to have a service, you need to have something that you offer that puts that money directly in your pocket as opposed to like a third party mediator, and even in some cases, even a broker that's like selling the ads for you. And so I thought that was really cool. But here's the kicker. What I've been doing is as people come in through the Launchpad and when they buy a program, I've been in these DMs and man, I wish I can show you, but it wouldn't be fair for me to show you the actual names of the people that have bought the program. But I've been talking to everybody and I've been asking questions and finding out who is in a place where they have like a relatively well established agency and finding the people that are applicable for the sales training. And as I have these conversations, a big chunk of the revenue has been upselling people from Launchpad to sales training. And this has been really cool because since these people already put down like a pretty lump sum, $700 for the Launchpad, well, then the upsell is a little bit less scary for them because they've already had a great experience with these three courses and with the thriving community that we have. And it's just pretty obvious to them that the extra, what is it, $1,700 for the sales training is going to be really worth it. Okay, so you can see here Launchpad, 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 Launchpad. This is a monthly payment for the Launchpad, but right here, this is a monthly payment for the sales training upsell. This is a monthly payment for the sales training upsell. This is a full payment for the sales training upsell. Let's go to the next page. Yeah, we got the same thing, right? We got Launchpad, Launchpad, and then we got monthly payment for upsell, full payment for upsell, full payment for upsell, monthly payment for upsell, monthly payment for upsell, right? So it's it's a system that is going really, really well. And the beauty of this system is how simple it has been for me. So to summarize my strategy, create a lot of content and make that content valuable. My newsletter is very sticky. People who sign up, they stay signed up, they stay subscribed, and they open a lot of issues. Sell your products every opportunity that you can. Don't be weird about it. Just tell people what you got going on and make it perfectly obvious how your product is going to help people. And then be aggressive in the upsell. If you truly believe in what it is that you're offering, then there's no reason not to be aggressive because like I know when I am upselling people who have already bought the Launchpad and are eligible for the sales training, it's it's a product that's absolutely going to help them because I've been in their place before and I've had experience with getting to that next level. And so I know that what I'm doing is going to help them. And so because I have that belief, I'm able to be pretty aggressive in the upsells. And what's so cool about Circle and what's so cool about this community aspect is by the very nature of people being in the community, just the fact that they bought Launchpad in the first place, well, they are like qualifying themselves to be eligible for the sales training because I already know that they're interested in building an agency, they're interested in building a directory, they're interested in building a newsletter. And a lot of times when people start those businesses, one of the things that they struggle with is figuring out how to get new revenue in the doors, how to get sales. And that's what sales training is. This is very exciting to me. This is all pretty new to me as well, creating a digital product and creating a media company around it. But I think it's going pretty well. If you have any questions or if you want to learn more, please ask a question below this video and please give us a like. Please smash that subscribe button. I appreciate everybody and I will talk to you on the next video.